Hey, I'm just gonna wait for people to get on. I'm a little bit early, but I didn't want to be late. So everybody starts getting ready to jump on. See if I can get my comments. There we are. So let me fix the camera. You're going to see my fingers. Between the camera and what I'm watching, it's about an 8-second delay, so you have to bear with on that part. And of course it's weird because I see me speaking and there's no volume. So So just give it a few seconds here. I know today people are out playing soccer with their kids. It's nice after all that Hurricane Florence stuff that went by. We just got rain the last couple of days, and it stopped for like 1 day or 2 days, and then it's been raining again. So, but anyway, so let's get going because I have a lot of things to show you guys today. So welcome to NonnasNuttykrafts, and I'm Carolynne. And what we're going to do today is some candy canes. Woohoo! Now, let's see, you can see this one. So there's this one, because I have it on a hanger because it's on my fireplace. So with these, you can make them any color you want. It doesn't have to be red, it doesn't have to be blue or green. I mean, you can make them whatever. Because candy canes come in a lot of flavors. Oops. There we go. And with that being said, I'm going to show you what we're going to do today. But before I do that, what's on the wall behind me? Kind of on an angle. Let's see if I can do this. It's a football reef. Everybody loves football. Dun dun dun. And this could be for any team. Has some footballs up here. Whoop, there's a football here, besides the football there. So this would look great on anybody's door who loves football. Or inside the house, above the fireplace, or wherever you want to put it. Now, with that being said, you see the back of my wall here? Well, I'm in Damien's. We call ourselves the Crafty Coins group. And these are all the lovely ladies and people that are in the group. And of course, Damien is our teacher. And I have, oops, this way. You can see the little clock over there. Because he's on Central Time and I'm on Eastern Time. And that's to remind me, oops, because there were a couple of times I was a little late for the class. Oops. So, wanted to make sure I was on time all the time now. Let me put this baby back up here. It's going to hang weird because he's on a hanger. So, let's go ahead and start creating our wreath. Now, today I'm going to use this one. I used a different red and white one in that one that you saw there. But today we're going to do this one. And let me plug in my glue gun. Because we're going to need that baby. And I think I need a stick of glue in there too. I usually have it up here on the table, but because I'm using my pad over there for the phone, I have to have it down here. So while that's heating up, I'm going to show you a few things I got. Yeah, I know. We're all ribbon-holics, that's all I can say. But I went to Joann Fabrics. Dun dun dun. I'm going to show it to you upside down backwards. It has a mummy, a clown. I think there's Frankenstein in there. Oops. It's supposed to be like a Dracula. And then of course some ghost. I needed some ghost. So I grabbed those babies really quick. And then Joanne Fabrics had this. It's like a moss green, a dark green netting. And I love using this because it just, you know, instead of using tubing and stuff on your reefs, you can add this to it and it just makes it look a lot more, you know, special. Just something different. Got some Christmas ribbon, some snowflakes, some plaid. They're cute because you could use this with the black and white or do red and black. Check ribbon. This is like a burlap ribbon. It has a little bit of like a copper in there. I don't know if you could see that very well. Oop, my 8-second delay there. So there we go. Then of course we have Christmas trees. And this is like a burlap too. You know, kind of, and it's nice and thick, which is what I like, because sometimes you get some of that ribbon. It's not really burlap, it's, I guess it kind of is. It's so thin, and then it kind of fades on you, even though it has wire on it, bends and all. This I had, and I needed some more, the pine cones with the berries and the holly. So I really like this one, because I like them all. This is like a dark brown with a little tan in it, and it's like the pine cone or pine tree leaves on it. And then I also kind of got it in a white. Now the white has some gold, little sparkle in there, which is kind of pretty. And I think it really stands out nice. Then I have some green snowflakes. I just thought that was cute. And then this one. The biggest thing that's coming, it seems, this year is a lot of like champagne and soft off-whites and a soft gold. So this is it's like a pink champagne. This has a lot of sparkles on it. So, but it's a wire. Oop, there go all my sparkles. So you can see, it's really, really pretty. Lots of glitter. And then of course this is red stripe with glitter. Hopefully you can see that. So those are all my Joanne fabric buys. So let me put these guys down here. Now, today we have this baby, the ultimate mesh roller. And I know I advertised it, or not advertised it, but showed it to y'all before, because each of these rods come out. You can put your ribbon or your mesh on it and put it on here. And this is Susie Brown. And you can find her. I'll put the link up there after the video, but she's on her Etsy shop, Susie's Reef Shop. And this is the collapsible version of it. Now you see I have my ribbon on here because that's how I'm going to do with my bows later on. Oops, put it back over there. There we go. So, to start our baby, I am actually going to drop this on the floor because on the table, as I start pulling it out, it's just going to probably fly off the table anyway. So where I first started is on the bottom of the reef. Still call this a reef. And what I'm going to do here, I have to do this off the table. It's a little funky to do it on the table. Is you see I'm going to have a little bit of it sticking out, and that's so I can bring it down and cover. So hopefully my hot glue gun is ready to go. And I'm just measuring enough to make sure, because this part will cover in this way, and I'm going to cover it this way, that I have enough sticking out up from the base of the frame up here that it's going to cover. I think that will be good. So let's leave the old glue gun. I think I can bring it up like my plate. Little psychedelic plate there. Yep, it's ready. Let's see. Please don't burn your fingers when you're doing this. I'm just going to put a little bit here just to kind of hold the ribbon. And that is hot. That is hot. Come around. Now I like to finish this off at the end when I'm all done making my candy cane. And that's just me. Everybody, you can do it however you want if you want to fold it now and everything, but I'm going to do it at the end. Now the next part that I'm going to do is just start wrapping it around. I always want to make sure I cover that part so that it doesn't stick out, the edge of it. So I just want it enough so it covers. You don't want to keep coming down because then, you know, you waste your ribbon. So come around. And I want to make sure it's neat behind. This is going to get folded under and this will be like this, so, and I'll cover in the cold so you won't see that. So I'm actually going to bring this like this. Blue string. Alright, now let's start wrapping. Hi Catherine, thank you for joining today. That's my daughter. It's Cassidy's mom. And you see, you just keep going around and around. It's going to get a little funky when we get up to the top here. But see, I'm just barely, I say it's about a ½ inch I'm covering the ribbon. Because this ribbon is 2½ inches wide. And I like it that it has the little braiding, you know, on the edge of it. Because I think that just finishes off the ribbon. And with the candy cane, it just gives it like a little extra stripe. Oh, my stripes are kind of lining up. Ooh, yay me. Not for long when I come around this corner. Alright, now it gets a little funky because you have to put your ribbon in and out there. I like how my stripes are. Dun, dun, dun. Today, I get to go to a baseball game tonight. It's the Mets versus the Washington Nationals. It's my husband. His birthday's next month. But I gave it to him for our anniversary, which was in June. We celebrated 37 years together. Okay, so tomorrow's the day. Or today's the day, I should say. Alright, now this is where it gets funky because you got to keep your ribbon tight. Alright, so what you got to do, just watch your ribbon as you go around. See how it wants to crinkle up here? And I just kind of hold it with my finger. And I still want to make it go on an angle. But it is going to overlap, so just keep it in mind. And this is where my design of my stripes are going to change a little bit. Sometimes you wish you had more than one hand to do these. So I'm just pulling it as I go. Making sure it stays nice and flat, doesn't get crinkly on the other side. I want to make sure, see what happened? I pulled it and it's going to come like that, so I want to make sure that stays covered. And these make really nice decorations in your house, whether it's on a door or wall, behind a door. Put it on your, you know, your kids like to decorate their rooms, so you can put it on their door. Make sure I got that covered there. Just go round and round. Now, I don't like how it crinkled up right here. So let me fix that. And that's the good thing about this too. It's easy to go back and fix because it's not gluing anything, you're not cutting anything. which is what makes it kind of cool. Hi, Christina. Hi, Captain. Christina, and we were supposed to do our powder puff game, or it's the girls' football, and we have been practicing and practicing, but good old Florence decided to come in and rain out our game. So now our game is going to happen on October 17th, and we're really excited. Our team is purple in color, and we're called the Dragons. So I can't wait. And it's for domestic violence and sexual abuse is what we're doing it for. And it's through the military on Fort Belvoir. So if any of y'all are loco, come check us out. It'll be 7 p.m. on Pullen Field. They're going to have big banners and everything displayed for it. We get to pick our running out song. That should be fun. So I am the captain of the team. So it is kind of fun. I love the ladies I'm with. We have a good time. All right, so we're coming around here. Pretty sure I'm still in the picture. Maybe I should back up. Almost to the end. Ooh, see, your ribbon gets all tangled up. That's why I didn't leave it on the table, because it would have been flying off the table. Now, if you do it so that you do it, I don't want to say sparingly, you can go ahead and you can make, out of probably one roll, 2 of these. Now I'm coming to the end. So I want my front piece to look almost like it's square. So I'll have enough to glue it and hang over. So see, I only just glued that little piece right there. And it stayed. Hi, Nancy. Yes, we do have fun, Christina. Oh, thank you, Christina. My group, Heart on a Mission, that I work out with and run with, and some of these ladies on the Powder Puff I'm with, want to do a reef together, want me to do a reef with them and teach them. So I said, I'd love to. So I thought the candy cane would be something nice to do with them, because it's easy to do for them, and you know, being on a large group like that. All right, so now this is the one I'm going to glue. I'm going to start gluing from behind here, the ribbon onto the ribbon. I'm a righty and my glue's on the left-hand side. That was good. I'm going to cross over myself. Don't burn yourself, but push it down so it adheres. Ouch. It's a hot tamale. Now you see my ribbon sticking out a little bit? It's not a problem, because it's like a pocket in here. So this part is what I don't want anybody to see. So I'm going to fold that piece in there. It's just like doing a package. You know, when you're making a package on the end, you want it to be nice and folded. Okay. So my ends, if there is enough of the ends, and whoops, so I'm going to tuck that in. Turn it around so I can see it. And all I'm going to do is just glue this down. Tuck that little piece in there, get down in there. There we go. Okay, here comes the glue. Ouch. Ouch. Hot. Hot. Okay, they gotta make something better so you don't glue your fingers together. least it peels off really quick. Use some of those other types of glues and it's like you glue your fingers together permanently. Alright, so that's one side. Ta-da! Alright, so now the other side. Get rid of this glue. Hi, Susie Nichols. How are you? Thanks for joining today. Hey, you guys, you can share so that way a lot of people can see. And you can like my video. And candy cane will be on Etsy. Alright, so here we go on this side here. Oops, I almost had my glue stick in my lap. So let me figure out what I need to tuck in. So I'm going to pull my sides in. I don't want them to be like that. So see, it's just like a gift package. That side doesn't want to play nice. There we go. So this time we'll try it this way with the glue. Still is hot, but not as bad. Dun dun dun. Voila. So now you have a candy cane. See how easy that is? And like I said, again, they make great gifts. Now the candy cane frame you can get from Craft Outlet, numerous places, any places that you want to get. I haven't seen them in Hobby Lobby, Joann's, or Michael's, but it's mostly been online. But as far as that goes. Now I chose some different colors here. I'm going to put this down here. Ugh. Because depending on how our time goes and everything, I was thinking of doing 2 of these and to show you different types of ribbon. So I've selected, I'm going to do this one first over here. These are my ribbons that I'm going to make my bow with for this one. So this is going to be on the bottom, then this one, the candy. Gotta have a candy cane, right? And then a little bit of candy cane, a little bit of the green to bring in there. Kind of like what I did on that one behind me. And then, of course, a little bit more stripes. So I have it on this because it's just easier so the rolls don't go rolling all over the floor. And speaking of rolls, let me put this baby up so that way it's out of the way. So what do you guys think? It's kind of cool. And you can do this project with kids because, again, kids like making things for the holiday, a gift for their teacher. I'm sure the teacher's got a lot of things with apples and rulers, but they don't get a candy cane. Alright, so now the thing is to decide what kind of bow I want to make. This is called the Bow Dabra. You can get this at Michael's, Joann Fabrics, Hobby Lobby. They're online, Amazon. They're all over the place. If you got a coupon, use your coupon, like at Michael's or Joann's or Hobby Lobby. And what it is when you put your bow ribbon going this way, you can put this down on top to hold it in place. Now you can make several different types of bows. This one I'm just going to do a simple, how do I do that one? Just loop bows, okay? So, oops, I have my big one down here at the end because that's my base bow that I'm going to do. So on my mesh roller, what I do, there's a ruler here and there's a space. I pull my ribbon through there. And again, this helps keep your ribbon from rolling all over the place. See if you guys can see that. There we go. Because when you're unrolling it, it can be crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Oops, I didn't cut this one off. This is a new one I got. Oh, this was one I also got from Joann Fabrics too. This one, this candy cane one. I got it in the green, and I also got it with red. This is going to be the other candy cane that we use. And I thought I had one of these open. I did. Where's my stuck? So I'm going to use this one instead because this one's not open yet. Okay. So I'll see if I can keep this in the picture here as I do this, and I can just shift over. This is going to be the one I use. Stick it here so I remember. Let's see how this works. So this is going to be the first one I use. I always check the edges. See, there's a little piece of wire coming out there. So I'm just going to cut it back just a little bit so that wire doesn't come out. So you guys can't see this. Let me put the candy cane over here for right now. Okay, that's a little bit better. So the first part of what we call these little streamers that hang down here, of how long do I want to make those. And you can make them any length you want. It's your choice. Be creative, as I always say. So I'm going to make this one. This is 10 inches, 10. About that long. Wait, I'm not cutting it. It's about 15 inches, is it? Wait, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 inches. So I'm going to crimp it there. Okay? I think that's a long enough candy cane. And what you can do, you can kind of hold it up and you think, oh, is that too long, too long? I think it is actually too long. Let's change that. 5, 10. I can leave it at 15. 15's so good. Now I got to decide how big do I want the loop on the bow. So when you're laying it down to measure it out, if I say 12 inches here, so 6, this is 12 inches. My bow is actually going to be 6 inches. So it's half of what it is. And again, if that's the size I want to go, because each bow after that's going to be a little bit smaller. So that one I may take out to like 7 inches, 7. Good. You know how you always use one number on the board, and that's what you use? 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 12 is good. I think 12 is good. That's a good size. So now you have your bow. You have your right side, and this side. Now, because I'm doing the other loop, I want to twist this so that my right side is facing up to me. So I'm going to measure it out first. 10, 11, 12. And I looped it. Now, if you want to check if your loops are even, you can pull them up like that. Now, I want all my little streamers to be on the same side. Got glue on my nail. So again, I want to twist it here so that my streamers are facing down. Now, I'm going to take my Bodabra and I'm going to place it in my Bodabra. You don't have to worry about really fluffing it out right now. This is another way you can test to see if your your loops are even as well. And then my tails, I'm going to cut my tails. Now I'll cut these and I'll ducktail these afterwards. But right now, I don't need to do that because I may want to change the length and it's silly to ducktail it if I'm going to change it up anyway. Alright, so let's roll that baby up. We'll pin it. Hey Christina, how are you? That's my other daughter. Oops. All right, so now we're going to take the red. Now I did that bow at 12 inches. Probably should write this down because when I do the other one, because I like to change them up at times, I may forget. Oh, I put my pens over here. So we did this one at, we did the length of the bow. What did we say? We did it at, oh, let me do it this way, 5, 10, 14-inch length. So 5, I'm not going to make it as long because I don't need it to be that long, because they're going to be shorter as they go. So that was 14, so I'm going to make this one 12. So see, it's a little bit shorter. And since I did this bow at 12, I'm going to take this one down. Now I count how many ribbons I'm using. So if I go, you can go like 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, you know, that way. I usually go 12 and I'll go 10, I'll go 8, and then I may go 7 and 6, or I may take this one to 6 and 5. So it just depends. As I'm creating it here, how small I want the loops to be. Thanks for waving, Christina. So this one here, I'm going to take it to 10 because we did 12 in that one. And if you're not sure, you can put it in your bow dabber. And the reason why you want it to be smaller, because you want the bow underneath to show and the other one to be seen as well, but you want to see the one underneath. So we're going to do 10 inches on this one. Remember, you got to twist your bow so you have your tails facing the same way. And I'm going to put it in my bow dabber, and you can fix it a little bit when it's in here. Make sure everything's facing the way you want it to be faced. Looks like my bow's shorter, but see, they're even. Hi, Candace. How are you? Thanks for watching. You guys share my page so more people can come in and watch us, because I have a lot of things we're going to be doing this week. Alright, so see how the bow's being created? Isn't that cute? I like it. This one, it seems I have a lot of round things on it. The crown candy, this is Christmas balls on here, and then the dots, because we had so much stripes on here. But you can kind of see, gives you an illusion with this big thing, how it's coming out. I think it's cool. Okay, so we're done with the Christmas balls. Now you can use any thickness of ribbon. On the ones behind me, I did 2, what did I do? 2 of the 2-inch, and then I did 3 1-inch, or 1.5 inch, I should say. But you could do it however you want. If you want to do them all big ones, do them all big ones. If you want to do all small, do all small. Whoops. Slide that one down there. So yay. Alright, so we did that one at 10. Now this one has a little fraying on there. That was okay. Cut it off. So I can look at it this way if I want to measure, because I think I went about almost 2 inches short on that one. So that would make this one 5. It's about a 15-inch, which is good. So we did 10 inches on the other bow. So here's where 10 inches would be. I'm going to take it to 8. I think I'm going to do it at 9. Yeah. And this one has this trimming on it, which sometimes gets caught underneath here. There we go. There's another 9. Now, I'm ambidextrous, so sometimes I like to do things lefty or righty. So, I don't know, some people may think this is lefty or righty, I don't know. All right. Because I sew lefty, I'll do things like changing diapers. I do it lefty. My one daughter's a lefty. My one daughter's a righty. They're twins. But it's kind of funny how I do it lefty. All right. So I'll look to see how I like it sitting, and they're even. Make sure my ribbon is facing up. Little piece gets caught under there. There we go. Now what you're supposed to do is each time you put this guy in here and he holds your bow, so you don't have to worry about it fluffing back up on you. My problem is that sometimes I forget to take it out and I put the bow together, and then I got this thing, I'm like, oh, and I have to take part of my bow out. So you'll see probably a lot of us not using it for that reason. So look, it's coming out so cute. A little bit of green, some red in there. Now we're going to put a little bit more green in there, because it needs that little extra pop of color. Oop, where'd my pins go? Oop. Now some people use pins, or they'll use rubber bands around it. Like I have rubber band around this one. But you got to make sure in the rubber band don't wrap it twice around, because then sometimes you can put a crease in the ribbon. So you may want to watch that. All right, so this is a new one. When they come new, they're usually bent like that. And there's no way for you to really get the crease out of it. So we just cut a little bit above it. Throw that piece away. All right, so let's see. Oops. I'm going to make this tail still at 15 because I know I'm going to cut it shorter. And so we went 10, 9, we did 8. So this one's going to be 7, and then I'm going to go 6. So 5, 6. There's 10, 9, 8. 7, right? 5, 6, 7. I want to make sure I like it. Turn my guys so they're all facing the same way. Now you could, you can measure it this way and cut it as well if you want to do that. This is easy because it has a little bit of a pattern on it. Put my little guy in there. Actually, I like him on top. I don't think I'm going to use that stripe ribbon. No, maybe I will. Just a little bit in the middle there. And we'll go ahead and poof this baby out and everything once we get it all done. Johanna, how are you, my friend? Johanna and I have known each other for, gosh, what is it, over 25 years now, I think. And we do a lot of fun things together. She's my BFF. Oh, that one was a new one, so I didn't have a pin for that one. Hi, Liz. Liz is another friend. She's in Colorado. And she is supposed to be coming back for the Army 10-miler that we're going to be having here next month. Alright, so these ribbon tails, oh, that might be a little bit too short. Let's do 7-inch tails. Maybe 8-inch. I can always cut it. So 8-inch tails. Hey, Rosa! Okay, so this one I'm going to do at 6 inches. So I measure it 6 inches, and I have a little 3-inch bow. Oops. Wait, where's the top of my, here it is. Okay, there we go. Make sure this one's facing up. under there. My bows are even. It's a little bit bigger. There we go. Oh yeah. No, actually, I'm going to take that down to 5 inches. Let's start that one again. We'll leave the tail where it is, and we're just going to make it, instead of 6 inches, we're going to make it 5 inches. And see what, that's kind of cool, and going back and changing it. I just wanted a little bitty bow on top there. Well, as I do sleep, I don't know if you knew, I retired from my job back in July, and went back to the thing I love most, which is crafting. So, although I've been doing it, you know, but decided to do it more. And I'm having fun. All right. See how that baby looks. Yeah, much better, because I wanted the green to show a little bit more on that. Pull that one a little small. There we go. And cut my tails. Dun dun dun. Now how about to afford to craft without pain? Honey. Yeah, that would be the thing, wouldn't it, Liz? The thing with any craft, you walk into a craft store and you go, oh, I love that, I can do that. And you buy all the stuff and sometimes it just sits. With this, we're all ribbon-holics. Because we buy so much ribbon. Because you never know when you're going to use it. Now this one is red and white. Now I can use, some people will take a zip tie, tie it tight. I don't like doing that. You can use a wire on it and then put a piece of fabric on top, which is another way to make it look pretty. So I'm going to do it that way, and tie it with the wire. And the reason being that if I do a pipe cleaner and tie it around here, I'm just going to pull one out. From behind, you're going to see, not necessarily a fuchsia one, but a pipe cleaner. And I wanted it to be as clean as possible. So the wire isn't as apparent when you put it on the back here. Okay, so let's measure out how big I want it. This is a small thing. It's not a lot going around. You don't need a lot of wire, but I don't care if I cut more than what I need because I can always cut it off. So I'm going to go, oops. And this is 24-inch gauge wire. I like it. It doesn't hurt my fingers as much as some of the other wires do, like thinner wires, so for that reason. Take my bow here, make your wire go in half, and turn it this way for me. I'm going to push this down on the side here as I'm taking up the bow from the bottom. And this is why I don't use this, because I leave it in there and sometimes I get to this part and I'm like, oh. Squish your bow up. I slide, you see how I slid it over, just rolled it over with my thumb so it's in the middle. Squish your bow really tight. Take your wire around. Make sure you're in behind the bow, not off to the side, and then I just twist it. Twist, twist, twist. And as I do it this way, it just tightens it down, you know, in the middle. And then I'll just go ahead and twist it a couple of times from behind. Now, I don't want this ugly wire showing here. So I can choose whatever color ribbon I want, and I'm going to make a little braid, a little patch on top. I think I'm just going to use the red and white one, just because that's the last one I used on top. But you could choose whichever one you want. And I'm going to cut it about this length. Hi, Birdie. How are you? All right. So now I'm going to take my ribbon here. I'm just going to fold over the edges like that. I don't want the red to show that on the edge. So I just made a little ribbon like that. And I'm going to put it over the center. Turn my wires so that they're sidewards. So I have one wire on this side, one wire on this side. And you want it enough, and all I'm going to do is tie this in a knot. Pull it tight. You can leave the little tails on there if you want, because then it becomes a bow. If you try to cut them off too short, it just doesn't, you know, then it gives you more of a knot. I'm just going to make that a little bit more even. Oh, miss my garbage can. All right. So now I have my bow made. Now, I am going to, there's two ways you can do this. Where's my wire? Okay. You could sit here and you can kind of fluff it on your own. Or, hey Deborah, how are you? Deborah, I'm going to be doing a live, and I'm going to be making one of your wreaths that you want. I'm not going to tell you which day, because you got to watch. Just to let you know. Look, and I'm talking over here, and you guys are over here. All right, so this is what they call a fluff box. It's heavy, okay? And that's so that it doesn't slide around on your table or your mat. Has a little hook here and a little nail here. So I'm going to take my wire. I'm going to face this towards me so I can see. And I'm going to hook it around that little hook. And that's what's going to hold my bow in place. And then I'm going to take my wire. Oops, my wire got curled here. So let me uncurl it because I don't want to knot in my wire. There we go. And I'm just going to wrap it around there like that. So now my bow is in place. Now I get to play with it. So I'm going to stand up for this. So if I disappear, that's because I'm tall. So now I'm going to play with my ribbon. So these are all my little ribbon tails or streamers. And now I'm going to fluff my bow. Now it's probably going to get a little squished when I put it on the candy cane, because you know you got to wire it in. I call this fluff and stuff. Make sure everything's uncreased. You can pull it around, you know, if you want to do something like that, do them in opposites, or if you want them both up top. You know, it's up to you how you want to do it. This one's curled here. But it's really kind of cool. You see my bow isn't moving all around the table? Just makes my life a little bit more easier. Now, with these guys, I'm going to cut them on an angle. I'm not going to make it so where you have it like peaked in the middle, you know, like cut it, folding in half and cutting it. I'm going to cut these on an angle. Because what I'm going to do with them is I'm just going to curl them up. And I'm going to leave it like that right now. There we go. This is just like doing curlers, you know, when you were a kid and you take those, they had those curls, you put it around and it had that little snap thing going around it. My mother used to do that to me all the time. And I used to look like Shirley Temple. I had these big, long, like banana curls, I think they called them. Alright, so curl this one. Fix this ribbon underneath. Do the same with this one. Now last time I did a video, I had a problem when I did the wreath with downloading my pictures. And it took 4 hours. And so I spent, I don't know why, I couldn't sync my iPad to my computer. It didn't generate that way. My iPad wasn't picking up the pictures. My camera and syncing it said, no, there's no new pictures. And I'm like, yes, there are. So for this, if you so choose to want to get these, it's my Etsy shop. I will be posting just a kind of a generic picture, and you can get it so that way it's on there until the pictures sync. I actually spent last night on the phone with them. AT&T is who I use, because on my phone my emails weren't coming in on my phone all of a sudden, and I was like, I didn't get the email. So it was called uninstalling, installing, changing this, even though I had done the upgrades and stuff that they had. But it just, the guy was so sweet. Actually, I taught him something new, because Yahoo put this password, like if you sign on, go to sign on, somehow or another I did it's a piece of wire, something where you have to have a fingerprint to go on my computer. I had to log onto my phone and do a fingerprint thing. I was like, whoa, and it wouldn't work, so I always had to ask for a password. And I said, this is ridiculous. The guy didn't know how to take that off. Him and I had to Google it. We got it to work and took it off. Funny, he goes, you know, out of all my time doing this, I traded on Androids and iPhones. He goes, I've never known about this. I said, okay. I said, I want money for this, you know. So he was a really nice guy. Okay, so now I have my little tails all curled up there. Looks kind of like a little bit of an octopus in a way. So now you decide where you want to put it on your candy cane. They don't have to be, you can put it, it's really wherever you want. I usually put it somewhere as close to being close to this, and you can just like eyeball it is the best thing. So I think that's a pretty good place, because remember, I'm going to have the tails hanging down. Oops. So this part here is just going to get wired. I'm just going to twist tie my wire. What I do after I make sure everything is where I want it to be, I will put a dab of hot glue on this. You can also probably use Rapid Fuse. I can only find this in one store here, and that's Joann Fabrics down in Woodbridge. Oh, so Catherine, if you're still on, can you pick me up one of these? Because I went to the Joann Fabrics up here, I say up here by me in Fairfax, I live in Virginia, and they didn't have it. I was like really shocked. So I think that's a good place for the bow. Now, you want to make it tight because you don't want your bow jiggling, you know, flopping all over the place. So that's pretty tight. I will cut this off once I finish everything. And what I do is make it tight, and, you know, I just keep twisting it. Sometimes it starts twisting up here. Whoops, we're caught. There we go. So that I can make that little tail a little bit longer from the wire. Because I don't want to leave this wire sticking out, because I don't want it scratching anybody or anybody's, you know, doorways or anything. Or walls. That's enough. Make sure I get those in the garbage can, because they will hurt when they step on your feet. Or when your feet step on them. Alright, so what I'm going to do, you see I bent the wire. I'm going to tuck it up underneath the ribbon. And I just keep bending and tucking it till I get it to where I want. And that way, it's protected. And again, I'm not going to glue it quite yet. So now I come back to the front. Now you're probably wondering, how are you going to hang this? Because there's nowhere to hang this. Most people think you're going to hang it like that from the top. But you don't. You're actually going to hang it from where the wire is. And that's another reason why I hot glue it. I usually try to do, this one happens to be red. I think they're both red. Yeah. Something in it. So I could do white. I could do red. I'll do white on this one. I take a pipe cleaner. I'll twist it. Oh, thank you, Deborah. I think they're cute. They're just neat little gifts and extra things to tie. Whoops, I forgot. I gotta tie it around that pipe cleaner. Oh no, I don't. All right, so I thread it through the wire because I've made a circle now, right? And I'm gonna pull it through. Now I make this kind of big. It depends how you're gonna hang it in your house. If you're going to hang it on a door hanger or if you have a nail. So you can shorten it. You can just bend it and make it as short or as long as you need to be. Come on, the wires. Work with me. Work with me. And you just loop it around and then you pull it tight. All right. So that's going to be your hanger. Whoops. Whoops. And that's how it's going to hang. So we'll hang up like that. So it's on an angle. But now let's fix our bow. So we'll do our little fluff and stuff here. Now because these are curled, see, I can just pull them out like this. And it just gives a little curl rather than just hanging straight, which is what I didn't want. So and you just play around with it till you get it to where you want it. So I'm just making the ribbon. The loops, fixing the loops a little bit. This one's kind of hanging back here. I think that loop got a little bit bigger. There we go. And then you just spread it out till you like it to where you want it to be. Easy peasy. And there you have candy cane. Now you can put little pieces of candy up in here if you want to do that. Or little sprees or picks, they call them, of different things. Oops, wait, that's going to turn around. Let me curl this one a little bit more again. He seems to go a little floppy. And that's what's great about this ribbon, because it has wire in it. And so they kind of curl back a little bit, but it's kind of cute. And he's a lot longer too than this one is. That could be why that was throwing me off. There we go. See? Cute. And then when I'm totally done, I'll just give it an extra twist again back here, because now after you fluff it around a little bit, it got a little bit loose, you saw. And voila. He is done. Ta-da! Whoops. So you can see him flat. Now, I am going to stop there for today with y'all, because I know it's a Saturday and everybody has soccer games and football games that are coming on. And like I said earlier, I'm going to be heading up to watch a baseball game up at the Nationals, which is our local home team. They're going to be playing the New York Mets. Woohoo! So we're going to head up there later this afternoon. And then tomorrow I get to go bull riding. Not really bull riding. I'm going to go ahead with a friend. We're going to watch the PBR, which has come to town as well. I just wanted to cut those a little shorter. There we go. All right. So see you guys later. Thank you for coming by. I'll put up the link for the Ultimate Pro Bow, Ultimate Mesh Roller. So if you choose, you want to go buy that, or you need it. And you all have a nice day, and thanks for coming to see me today. Bye-bye.